But anyways. Okay. There was one thing I wanted to do before we do the chapter. And I don't know how to...
Okay.
Here, I'm just going to stop sharing a rescare. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to open... Okay, this is your video. We're going to watch your video. So you made a chapter 17 analysis. And before jumping into chapter 18, let's dot our I's and cross our T's, and we'll finish chapter 17. Cross that road as we get there. Okay, so we're going to go to 1330, where Kamui, the YouTuber, says something extremely interesting. We'll go to 1325 just to play it safe, but let's, everyone, put on your listening ears. I did. You just have to get out of what you are and go back into it.
Yeah, so I was looking for something specific as a talking point at the same time. Trying to multitask here.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway.
So you're good?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Oh, I assume I can.
Okay.
By any means that don't require him to devour a target, he will do so.
Okay, so beforehand, so I will say, overall, pretty good video. I agree with a good chunk of it. This is, this next portion here is gonna be a little bit interesting, dare I say. So, let's see what Kamui has to say.
But why? Humanity. Identity. It is Jura's humanity that keeps him from fully committing to his path. It is Jura's humanity that fights against his instincts. His instincts are that of a tentacles. They tell him to devour things, and Jura told himself and the others to follow that path. To first devour their targets, and eventually to devour the Otsutsuki and evolve into their final form. But in order to do so, he must abandon his humanity. He must abandon his identity.
Okay, so
it's that very last part, I'm guessing?
No.
Abandon his identity?
Well, not necessarily. It's like the whole thing. I don't remember exactly which based on the timestamp, but I thought that would be it. So it's not just... So... Jura... so, okay, this is very nitpicky, I admit, because I completely understand what you're doing and why you used that H word, but to be fair, you were going a little bit too far with it. This is part of what I was saying in the Discord. Hey, by the way, join the Discord if you haven't yet. I'll do a link in the description and the comments and all of that where it's invite. Yeah, so definitely join if you haven't yet, and you'll get to join in all these interesting discussions that we do off the stream as well. So hey, it's pinned in the comments and all that in the chat. So there you go, and perfect. All right, great. All right, cool. So okay, that being said, Kamui. Remember the Shrek 2 analysis I gave in chat the other day?
No.
Okay, well, so Shrek is an ogre.
I don't even know if I read it. If it's in chat, I might have just skipped over it.
That's fine. So Shrek is an ogre who has humanity, but he is an ogre and fully embraces that because onions and layers. So Shrek isn't a human. And you go a step further than just that in this video, as if that was enough. And you say at a different point of the video that Jura is a person. You use the word person. Jura is not a person nor a human, even if he has humanity. I feel like I understand why you use that word, considering you already used it up to that point, and up to that point it was fine. It was completely great. Get good old dandy time with the humanity. I see why you use it here. I agree with the usage here even, but I think another word such as empathy or some other words that's a little bit more specific could be a little bit better.
Keeping the rest of the sentence the same. The only other word that would have made sense is "but as a personality." Sure, I can't accept that, which is a weird thing to say versus, but as a person. So,
but Jura isn't a person. Like, especially after you made the Hunter x Hunter reference with Meruem, who you admit came from like the conglomeration of everything the Queen Ant ate, but is also a unique identity all on his own, separated from anyone in the past. And you're saying the same for Jura.
Yeah.
So Jura is nobody in that way. He's not human. He's to be fair, we know where Meruem came from. We don't know where Jura came from yet, realistically, but yeah.
Well, yeah, so in the case of, I will say when it comes to Jura, I said that, right, he could be a culmination, but he also could just be the opposite, to where he just is nothing at all.
Yeah.
Either way, the end result is the same. He's not a Sasuke copycat. He's just whatever he is.
Yeah.
But
well, he's
anyway,
definitely
the
not
is, like,
human.
Whereas I know what you're saying.
Or a person.
And I agree that he's not a literal human. But if I don't say that, the video doesn't work, I might as well not make the video. It defeats the entire point
I know
of the video. Like, the only way to do this properly is to do what I did, I feel like.
Like, Jura is not at all biologically a Homo sapien or anything near that.
Yeah, but again though, like, if I say, but as an animal, Jura can't accept that. Okay, throw out the point.
I would say as a unique identity, as an individual. Individual is a good word. I think I would have used that word.
Individual would have been the best substitute for that, to where it would probably just be the same. I liked person. But,
to be fair,
individual would have
looks like a person. Like, I think if you were making a video on Meruem, you would have used the word individual rather than person there. But what do you think? Do you think you would have done, like, in this hypothetical, like, before even having this conversation?
I mean, the truth is, I don't know. I would just have to kind of go with the flow. But part of the, like, features, but comparatively, Jura just does look more human than Meruem. Like, he doesn't. Yeah. Meruem's got a tail. He's green. He's got the armor like ant stuff. He's got a freaking helmet on his head.
Yeah. His head is a helmet. It doesn't have it on his head. It is his head.
Yeah, his head is a helmet. No, like, so you look at Jura. Jura is the most human looking Shinju. He just looks like a human with weird hair and ragged clothes.
Exactly.
You know. And he's got weird feet, I guess, but they're like shoes. But, like, other than that, like he really just Ryu looks. I mean, obviously some of them look pretty human, but, like, Jura is the most human looking Shinju. Funnily enough, you just look. And actually, real quick, I do want to say this: if you rewind, just do like every 5 seconds until I see what I want to see.
Okay.
Okay, pause right there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fine too. So when you said this timestamp, I wasn't sure what you were going to go for. I thought it was going to be this image where Jura looks weird.
Still keeping with the curves, by the way, even during this, by the way. And the extra thing that's additionally here.
So, back to earlier in the chapter when Matsuri was like, I feel like I've finally become my true self or whatever.
Yeah, real self.
And I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't think she was necessarily thinking like, oh, I can't wait to devour you later. I think that was like, she wanted to talk to him. Now that she's pissed, it's like, oh, I'm devouring the shit out of you. I'm mad. Like, I think there's a clear shift here.
But I think to a degree, you could just chalk this up to jealousy and that she doesn't understand jealousy yet. I do think this is more align her true nature. She's acting like what she is, a divine tree. Even if she has humanity, she isn't human, which is why I was making the distinction earlier, especially with my Shrek 2 analysis, which you should go back and read in the Discord.
Well, she's not human yet. That's not to say that she ever will become human, but like she has the potential to. Which is the way I would
I mean,
because
how do you think she could become human potentially?
When I say that, I don't mean like Homo sapien.
Okay, because that's what I'm referring to.
It's not what I'm referring to.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that should happen either.
I'm referring to it narratively. So, for example, Meruem. Netero's seeing him, and he's like, you're teeter-tottering between human and ant at one point. Like, the point is, Meruem died as a human, narratively, thematically, not as an ant. And whether or not Matsuri will do that as well is up in the air. But the point is, she has the potential to, I think. And that's what I'm referring to when I say as a human. I'm referring to that, not the Homo sapien.
I don't know if I even necessarily would say Meruem, literally story-wise, not actually physically, died as a human rather than an ant. I think he embraced his antness to the very end, even if he was the most human all the way up to his death.
He chose to be human at the end. Like that's what he chose for himself.
Well, what was the choice? What would his other choice be if he wanted to be not human or an ant or whatever?
It wouldn't be to play Gungi with Komugi. It would be to like go kill everyone and be an ant to the end. It'd be like oh, who's the character who does something like that? So I don't know off the top of my head. But he would be like trying to kill the humans all the way to the end.
Well, you're gonna argue that the meaning has changed, but when he first chose to play Gungi with Komugi, he did that as an ant because he's an ant.
He did that because he was bored. But
I think it was more than boredom, but that's okay. I get your
it's
point.
also
That's
to
fine.
like
That part doesn't matter.
be the top of the world and everything, basically. But in this case, yeah, the reason he's playing Komugi or playing Gungi with Komugi isn't for that original purpose. It's because he wants to spend time with the person he loves. Yeah, that's the human thing there.
Yes, but I don't think he gave up on any ant qualities. He was just dying of radiation poisoning, which is why he was doing this in the first place, not because he was choosing to be human or anything. After the explosion, he's using his teleportation and his other ant abilities, and he never gave up on his human eradication plan that he was telling Netero about. He just died.
Well, yeah, but again, that's where he was teeter-tottering at that when he's talking to Netero about that stuff. The point is it's not even on his mind. The only thing on his mind is the human elements he has.
That's
he's only human.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but that is with the context that he knows he's in his dying moments.
Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't change the fact that that's what it is.
It does, because without that, would he do that?
Yeah, you're right. Without that, he may have never become fully human. That's absolutely true.
Then, to an extent, that's not his choice.
It is a choice, because he still chose in the end to be human.
Well, he's not choosing in the end. He's because of the end, he's choosing it. But he didn't choose the end.
He still chose it. You just said it.
Because of the end, which he didn't choose.
That's fine.
He's choosing
but he still chose it.
Yeah, okay, I feel like you're just uncompromising on that, but sure.
Well, you
Did he choose it? Yes. Ignore all other factors.
Yep.
Okay. Well, throw the context out the window, I guess.
Well, to be fair, what is the thing you were just nitpicking? Whether he chose it. So at that point, yeah.
I mean, but he didn't choose to die. He just chose how he died.
That's fine. That's not what I said. I said he chose to be human.
Okay, whatever. Okay, if you want to meet me in the technical battle, sure, but whatever. The point is that I like, regardless of Meruem, just in general, in stories, I like at the end of the day, things to be the things that they are. Gaara's mom is a perfect example of this. She never changed, even if Gaara did. She was uncompromisingly Gaara's mom. They even described her like fierce as the desert's blowing strong winds or whatever, even to the very end, even afterwards. To her dying breath and beyond. That's the whole reason she's protecting Gaara.
Okay, but you don't want every single character to be a static character who never changes in any capacity.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. But what you just said is you like when characters don't change.
I don't want. Okay. Well, okay, fine. You want the other end of this? Then Meruem denied his true self. Meruem is an ant, no matter how much he wants to delude himself into pretending he's human.
Well, the point would be that like he's both. Like he's an ant and he's essentially
But
both.
it's not even on his mind.
Yeah, that's fine. It's nothing to do with what I said
my
earlier.
god.
That the point is he chose his humanity over his entity.
Okay, I'd be more fine with you saying that. That's completely fine with me. But
So that's what took precedence. But like it's so for example, with Jura, he would always be like, you know, 10 tails-esque. Like he's gonna have the wood style, he's gonna have all that shit. But like the point is he could, in theory, choose to be a library and #1 bookstore customer as his primary thing. Like he just is 10 tails, but like he's a reader. He's not going to go around killing people. He's going to read before he devours people.
See, choices are
He
fine. What I want is, I want at the end of the day, I want their behaviors and tendencies to always be noticeable, no matter what.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, even if Matsuri it becomes a good guy and stays around for the next 300 chapters to the end of the story and just is on the Leaf side, I don't want her to essentially be a background character who might as well be a human, but like with a Shinju design. I want her to be a Shinju who is being a Shinju who has human-like qualities as well, but is Shinju in behavior and tendency at the end of the day, no matter what, always.
So, under that hypothetical, I got two versions. One is you basically have all her Shinju traits become like
comedic things to where she like they make it into a funny thing where like she either wants to eat someone, maybe she like accidentally she like has the urge to bite on Chocho's arm and they're like, oh, silly Matsuri, and it's like, oops, whoopsie. Or you have the version where like she just actively does eat some people, like they just like have her go eat random
I feel like that's like
dogs or I don't know.
That's
like,
a good filler in between the bigger moments, and I'm way more I am okay with that, but I'm way more accepting of that if it's a comedy moment for us, the audience, but it's not treated as comedy in universe, but it's treated with the respect it deserves.
So, like in universe, what do you want them to do?
Like, for example, I know you're probably going to disagree with me on this, but I don't think anyone's like making fun of Kiba for his dream to become Hokage.
Okay.
Like he's a serious contender in universe, even if it's goofy for us. If you want to,
I would mostly agree. Although the scene when everyone's ignoring Kiba in the war arc, you could argue is maybe counter to that, but I think I would mostly agree. So.
Okay. But that being said, I still want her like to have serious moments too, even if they're not quite as big as this. But I still want, if she's going to be a present force in the story, I don't want her to be like a background character. I want her to be unique. What do you mean?
The moment her arc completes, you already know what's going to happen, bro. They're just going to throw her to the gutter.
Yeah, I don't want Shippuden Lee. Okay, if we're going to get Shippuden Rock Lee, just take him out of the story entirely. Okay. Okay. You could keep him in because I did like Rock Lee and Shippuden. You've no reason to take him out. Well, there is reason, but I enjoyed him being there, so, even if it did nothing.
Yeah. At the very least, he was funny.
Exactly.
That's his #1 thing. Exactly. Him and Guy were fucking hilarious.
Yeah. But like as an example, animals have like in real life animals have obviously different personalities. Like birds have unique independent identities, personalities, whatever, behaviors, traits. Same with coyotes, okay? I watch a coyote channel on YouTube, and you can distinguish coyotes not by their appearances, but how they act. Like some coyotes are moody, but like you can tell that they're a coyote based on their reaction to different stimuli. like what they do, how they do it, when they do it, etc., etc. I want to be able to see that in the Shinju. And I think this is a perfect example of that. This is her being a Shinju regardless of her level of humanity. Whether it's zero humanity or full humanity, I want her to always be like this. Shinju.
Slight potential caveat would be that if this is jealousy, that's not really her doing this because she's a Shinju.
I agree, 100%.
It's because she's a human.
100%, yes, 100% I agree. That being said, I think Shrek 2 does this idea perfectly. Like, it's literally the point of Shrek 2. I need to make a Shrek 2 video at this point.